Thanks for this interview, Araneae, and first of all, congratulations for your qualification with your team to the quarterfinals. How do you feel about this outcome, and how do you feel you're gonna do in quarterfinals?
I think it's good that the team qualified. Like we came here with like 50-60% chances to like go through. But we did a really good first week that we came up like 3-0, and then this last week wasn't that good, especially because of the format. Like having two matches consecutively, like we played a 3 first against LGD and then we played a 4 against KT, is not the optimal, I think, for esports, especially playing against different teams. But we still like managed to come out second place in the group, and now we have to wait for tomorrow to see who are we gonna play against in quarterfinals. The mentality of the team is good. They are fine. Probably some of them are really like down right now, like they're really dismotivated. But I think tomorrow when they will come back to the rooms, we will be all happy about the qualification. Probably even gonna celebrate the qualification. I think is a great time that Europe at least have one team on quarterfinals. I think it's the first time, the first one. Maybe Fnatic tomorrow. So yeah, I think it's gonna be rough matches, especially if we face SKT. If we have Flash Bulls or the one from the group of tomorrow, is gonna be fine. But SKT is gonna be probably the hardest match to play.
Okay, so you are the first substitute for Origen here, but how did you end up in the team?
Well, the start, I like Pekka needed subs. Pekka is a really close friend of mine, so he eagerly asked me and Cyanide to be their subs. And then when we came here, I was a bit more free time than Cyanide because Cyanide has to stream a lot. So I told him like I can go whenever you want. So that's why I came here. And pretty much, even though I think I'm not gonna play a single game, I'm just trying to like help the coach, because I was in the past the Pekka's coach and Soa's coach, so I know how they think, I know how they interact, and I know how to interact with them, because I've been like a friend of Soa's and Pekka for like 4 or 5 years, with Amacy like 3 years, and with Alfonso 3 years as well. So I pretty much know all the players, a set of Niels, for a long time. So even though I'm the sub, like I'm trying to help in terms of coaching and analysis of the games, and try to help them and also motivate them as much as I can.
Okay, so which game was your favorite in this day? Because there have been plenty of games, some hype games, some not hype games. So which one did you prefer here?
Do you mean in all the World Finals from our group?
From your group.
Well, I guess the game we won against TSM was the one that I liked the most, because I believe the other two games against LGD and against KT, they were not really focused at all. Like some minutes of the game they were kind of FK for saying anyhow, like pretty not really focused on the game and not really like talking that much as they used to do. So I guess like the first game that was actually the only good game we played today is my favorite game of the day.
Okay, that's fine. If I had to, if you had to say something about the crowd in France, it's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Crazy. Like I think I always tell everyone that Spanish and French crowd are probably like two of the best in the world, because we are always like so passionate, so like close to the players, and I think it's crazy to see like every time Origen goes to the stage, I'm recording and they are like crazy shouting to them. So I think it's a really good crowd.
Okay. And about this world, which team do you think is the best currently and has the most chance to win the Worlds?
I think the favorite is SKT. They are shown that they've been showing that they are really strong every single lane, and strategically they are really good. So I guess they are the huge favorites for the tournament. So I hope we don't get them on quarterfinals.
Yeah. Now, but do you think your team has any chance to beat them, or a single game, or even a BO5?
Well, when I came here, I thought like Chinese and Korean will be like really ahead of the metagame, really ahead of like Europe and stuff. But I think the Korean metagame doesn't really allow them to be that ahead. And it was shown like the last days when we beat KT, we beat LGD, and a lot of like Europeans or American teams beating like Koreans or Chinese. So I don't think the gap between these Eastern teams against the Western teams is so huge like last Worlds. Last Worlds the gap was so huge. Like I remember when I was the coach of Fnatic, we were screaming Samsung White, and the games were like seriously like not even fair. Like they were really ahead of us in terms like controlling, like macro level, micro level, everything. They were like so ahead. But I believe this Worlds is one of these Worlds that Europe or like Western teams has a good chance against this team. And even though I can't say that we could beat SKT, I think we could make them fight harder.
Okay. Is it your favorite world so far, or is any world better for you?
I think I'm a huge fan of season 2 and season 1 and season 3. Like the first, especially the first. I think the second season was really good in terms of like the format. Instead of like also they put the first time 1 million in esports. Also the team was like also hyped. There was like really old school players. I think season 2 is my favorite one. I will say after that probably I didn't really enjoy season 4 because of the gap between Eastern and Westerns, and I think this one is really good worlds for the fan base and for the spectators to see, especially because it's in Europe, and since you can see that the Westerns are close to the Eastern, it's really good for the fans.
So, still on the world, what are you the most disappointed of?
The most disappointing team?
Yeah.
From Worlds?
Yeah.
I would say LGD. I think when I came here, before I came here, I was watching LPL, and I thought LGD was gonna be like the strongest on our group, and they probably gonna come like first seed on the group. And then after the loss against us, they kinda underperformed after the games. They weren't a bit tilt, for saying anyhow, and their draft pick was not good. Their mentality was not good. They were kind of harsh with each other. There was not the best thing you can see. Also, I will consider like, even though I believe Fnatic is gonna qualify, I thought the first week of Fnatic was going to end 3-0 because they were looking really strong on scrims. They were looking really strong on LCS, and I thought Fnatic was going to get like 3-0 or 6-0 out of the group. And then when I saw them like ending 1-2 was kind of disappointing for me, but I still believe on them. And I think my old boys, Reckless and Bora, they're going to get into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and if you had to name one pick that hasn't been picked here in the world, which one will it be, and why?
Wow. That's a hard question. I don't know. I think there is a couple of picks that I could guess that they could try to pick and will be like funny to see. I think one of the picks that we're gonna see a lot in the future, especially in the quarterfinals and semifinals, is gonna be Tam Kench. Tam Kench is gonna be really viable pick for a lot of teams. I think it has a lot of potential. Also, we're gonna start seeing like more sense. Like as we saw in these groups, there is a lot of like global potential with like double teleport stuff. So Sen provides like a lot to these kind of teams. Also, we could see. I would like to see there are two champions that I really like them, and I think in this metagame could work. There are Cartus because of his ultimate and his damage, and he's like since we are having like really passive lanes, he could farm up really well and he can do a lot of damage. And also another champion that I'm a fan of, but I'm not really seeing that champion anymore, is Zac. But with the previous buff he got with the E, I think we could see something splendid, but I really doubt it.
Yeah, okay. So, really thank you for this interview. If you have anything to add for your French fans and for the crowd, just go.
Just thanks to all the French fans and all the fans around the world who is supporting to Origen, and especially just supporting us in this tournament that is going to be rough, but we have the power of Europe. So thank you very much.
See you next time.
See you.
Bye.